I'm happy to introduce Reverend Sonia Red, who is the head of the Interfaith Council for the Township. She took over for Alex Garassi when Alex became a councilman. So she has asked to come before us, and possibly between the HRC and the Interfaith, we could work together with unity or something like that. So I'm going to ask her to make a presentation, and then we'll have a short question and answer period. So, go on, Reverend.
Well, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I'm very glad to be here. And I do have a handout, not enough, possibly, if you go share.
Just interrupt 2 seconds. Is that on already? Because the screen went black.
You can share because I don't have enough for everyone. I did not know how many people to expect to be here.
Just before you start the program that you guys did with all the community people on biases and stuff like that.
Oh, yes, the bias and civil rights training that we had, yes.
That was wonderful.
Oh, thank you. So what I've passed out to you is an outline of our vision and the mission of the Interfaith Council. And our vision is we envision a community strengthened by its diversity, where people of all faiths and cultures are welcomed, appreciated, and together build a better community for all. And as you can see, our mission statement speaks to who we are and what we do. Our mission is to advance understanding and cooperation across diverse faith traditions. And
Street, for example, where we've had different ethnic and religious groups represented and dances so some of these things, I think, it's just a question of lighting the fire again.
Okay.
To get them organized. There are a lot of groups, I think, in town that already have intercultural concert experiences, so I would think it wouldn't be difficult to bring different groups together in one space for that kind of, because there's a lot of places that already are hosting cultural concerts.
Right.
All under one umbrella. I love the idea of the literacy workshop. The conversation town hall, do you have a projected date for that?
Well, initially we had talked about November, but I think that might be a little too soon to do the kind of planning that we really want to do to make sure we have the psychologist, the therapist, and the proper group to be the moderator and mediator. Because the hope is that we'll have groups that will sit at tables together.
You have facilitators for each
Make it more intimate, and so that's the hope.
We used to have like a day of understanding over on Elizabeth Avenue. Remember when we had interfaith dialogues? We had one here at the Muslim Center on Hamilton Street, and then the following year we had one on Elizabeth Avenue where we brought like the Buddhist community and different representatives from the Christian community. Even some of our atheist brothers and sisters attended too. So like I said, I think there's plenty of precedence for this, so we could just light a fire and certainly help you light the fire.
Yeah, we used to have seminars in different houses of worship, like St. Matthias, and then all the other religious groups would come. And it was really interesting. And then you will get to know the different religions.
Right.
One of the programs that was very successful, I thought, was when there were interfaith dialogues that were focused on one theme. Like one of them that comes to mind is we did one on forgiveness, and what each faith tradition says about forgiveness. And it was a great learning experience because basically there were so many common threads, about what each faith tradition. So what each faith tradition says about, serving your fellow man and fellow woman, every faith tradition has something, some tenets of faith related to the service of others. So I felt that those were effective in bringing people together and also in focusing the discussion.
Right.
you know,
Yeah, I think that's very good. That would be very effective in terms of you choose a topic, like for example, compassion, and invite the faith leaders and general public, whoever is interested, to come and express their views about that topic, like compassion, kindness, service, unity, various virtues that would help build the community, bring the community together. I think that would be
And
very effective.
those took the form of like roundtables where you would have, a designated representatives from the different faith traditions in the town. And then, then it was opened up to discussion. And of course, there was always fellowship. So, there was always food afterwards, so we got a chance to. But the town hall, I think you're right that needs a lot of time. Just to plan it well, and also to attract everyone in the town to come together, under this umbrella of unity, that, we need to learn more about this issue and to find ways that we can make a difference.
So we're having our first committee meeting for that on, I believe it's the 9th. I think the date is the 9th of October. And I don't know if you want to send a representative from your group to be a part of that. We'll probably do it via Zoom.
Yeah, I would like to ask, that sounds great. I would like to have appoint someone to, if they can, to attend that meeting, and because what you have indicated, it sounds, well, we need this township, so, and we would like to be part of the town hall, obviously. But then we would like to volunteer to be part of that, would be great.
Well, I'll put my name out there if I can. When I had my hand up before, what I wanted, I'm relatively new to the community. Well, one of the things I see is, just from an outside perspective, is it's overwhelming the different ethnic groups and religious groups in Franklin. What I see, it's almost impossible sometimes for the human relations to get to a lot of these events because there's so many events. And as was mentioned just before, is that some groups have gone on their own and have their cultural events, and they do reach out.
Right.
But, it's usually, you only can reach so many people.
Right.
I mean, in regards to that. So I don't know if somewhere a way of, district-wise or something, so that you could, bring those different districts together somehow, instead of, because like I said, there's a tremendous amount. We have tried many times to go to some of these events. And of course a lot of the events are on the weekend, so that makes it kind of difficult. So that's an observation that I have. Number two is, I was going to say, is that the schools have really embraced the equity. Darren Plummer is actually in central office right now, and he has a committee in the schools that they run a diversity night. They just they ran. This is, I think, their second year they ran from state. But it's a good start to also include those schools involved with that. You know what I mean? Because
So what school is this?
Well, it's the Franklin School District.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So Darren Plummer is the administrator in charge of the equities. That's the title there. It's actually a position that's many school districts have embraced to try to bring more diversity and equity into the school district. And again,
Void of religion, though.
oh yeah, well,
Diversity
religion
thing.
comes in. I mean, I know separation of church and state, but you're going to have it no matter what. You know what I mean in regards to that. But I think somewhere along the line, using, as we have right here, the social media to probably reach out. Sometimes, like I said, this committee here can only, I think sometimes I can only reach so many events there. When we come in, we have all these different dates here, and we try to figure out who can attend it. Yeah, as a representative, or if, in some cases, Gary promotes us co-sponsoring. in some cases too. But I think that the ideas that you have are real good ideas, and as I think mentioned before, something that was done in the past and made me like someone has light a fire, made me get them going again. They're like the community day, which is a huge event. I'm sure there's a lot of groups that probably should be a part of it that aren't, for whatever reason, because it would be representative of the community.
Like why wouldn't we for next year, for example, fold in the idea of, multicultural presentations in
Franklin Day South
yeah,
Festival.
yeah,
Yes.
because you already have a large audience,
Yes.
and a lot of enthusiasm around that event, and it continues to grow every year. So it would make sense to, I think, have a presence there.
Yes.
And the other thing I want to mention is I don't remember, was it Connerly that had the Peacemakers?
Yes.
Connerly School. So there's that wonderful Peacemaker program. I'm afraid I'm not up to date with it, but they were recognized for their work as peacemakers, the students at Connerly. So maybe there's some opportunity under the banner of peace, which all of this comes under that,
Yes.
because I'm thinking about finding things that unify, that unifying things that practice as a one, and certainly that umbrella of peace would, so maybe they've done some programs that could be expanded to the adult community,
So, I know you're busy, so if you could coordinate maybe a little bit with it, so when this,
Committee meets.
when this town hall comes to the meeting, you can report back to us, so we can be part of it. Okay. Send her your emails so you don't have to go to all the meetings, but you can keep us posted with town hall.
I do attend the meetings at the school district.
Yeah.
With Darren. He sends me a remote, he sends me a link there, and I usually go. We're starting to meet in person now.
If someone else would like to be part of it, that would be great.
October 9th, I'm not here, that's why I looked at my calendar, but if
Okay.
I was there, I would have.
Okay.
Yeah, unfortunately, I know October 9th I will not be available.
Oh, okay.
Just to let you know ahead of time.
October.
I'll try to attend, October 9th. I'll have to check my schedule, but I'll try to attend.
Okay.
So should I
You can
send?
send it to me if my thing cancels in DC, I'll be here.
Okay.
We'd like to have a representative.
Okay.
That's
So,
the
Gary's
bottom
your
line.
contact. so-
okay. Contact Gary. Okay. I'll send him the information as to the date and time of the meeting. Okay.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then he'll give me the name of the contact. I'll make sure you get a link.
If you can get the town hall, I know November is not, you can't plan properly. But I think it's, November is probably early, but if you can get it done on December, the town hall, because that might be needed right now in the environment that we live in.
Yeah. Well, thought was to have it at the senior citizens.
We have a very challenging year ahead of us, regardless of what happens. And I think 2025 is just as good a time to talk about all of this.
Okay.
Right. So and what happens usually is people get so busy in November and December with the holidays that it's very difficult to get a crowd together, perhaps.
Right.
I mean, I can tell you, your offices have 3 local colleges that are extremely active in the community.
Right.
Not like Norfolk, who I know because I belong to the temple, Pastor George, and the Inca. They've all been extremely active.
Yes. Yes, I do.
And they're very good, so.
One thing also that I noticed over the years, the National Day of Prayer, it's been very, very successful.
We used to do that too, yeah.
leaders from various faith communities come together
And they
and
still
share
do it?
prayers. We don't have to wait for National Day of Prayer to do
You're in
it.
town?
No, well,
Yeah, I was
To
there.
have more of this,
Yes.
situation, events that can bring the faith leaders together. Whoever is interested, they can come and share prayer from their tradition. There's a peace, unity, compassion, kindness. I mean, it doesn't hurt. It brings the community together.
I agree wholeheartedly. Well, I thank you so much for your time. I thank you so much for sharing and hearing, and I'm looking forward to your partnership.
Yeah, let me know, then we'll coordinate.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Okay, our policeman has arrived, and we're gonna ask for his report.
Sorry about the tardiness, guys. We're running a citizen academy outside in the parking lot in the police municipal lot. I'm Officer Belvin, and for a police report, I can say that this Saturday we are hosting Franklin Day. Will we be a part of it? I don't know if we're hosting it, but we'll be a part of it, and we will be there representing the police department with multiple vehicles, things to give the children and also the community as well, not just the children. So look out for that. The first week of Wednesday in October, there will be a food distribution, but the food distribution will be held at First Baptist now. It's no longer held at 935 Hamilton Street. Yeah. We were getting a bigger crowd, so it was drawing more attention, so we needed a safer location. So the safer location was First Baptist. That's off of Somerset Street or 27 in Hamilton. It's the first Wednesday of every month. So that date will be October, if I'm not mistaken, October 3rd or 4th. 3rd or 4th?
October
No,
1st.
I'm sorry, October 2nd.
Second, I'm sorry. That's
It'll be the first Wednesday consecutively each month. So, but the locations have changed.
That's during the day, right?
That will be at 11 o'clock. A lot of people line up at 9 a.m., but we don't start serving boxes until 10 o'clock. It depends. Remember, we changed the location now. But as far as that, that's it with the police report. Make sure weather is going to be getting cooler. So highly recommend that we emphasize locking your doors. I know we're going to start getting the habit of warming our cars up going into the colder weather. And there are, people looking to see what cars are idling. So just be aware of your surroundings and make sure you're locking your vehicles. I know with these smart cars, they kind of lock on its own. But just be careful. It's getting cooler outside. So make sure you just, lock your doors and just be aware. Any police matters that anyone wants to address? No? Okay.
Questions, my good policeman? Thank you for coming. Johnny Timms was supposed to be on his way. I don't know what happened to him. I do want to report that we do have an opening now. Stan Lazaro, he was forced to resign because of something with the family. So I do have one opening, so if any of you know anyone, let me know, and then Nora and I, who are on the subcommittee, usually talk to the people and we interview them after they fill out their application. So if you know anybody, let me know.
Has the opening been listed on the website? Because we were accused last year of not having.
Tell Alex, so he did tell the council that I know. That's a good idea, Al.
Because we were accused of not making known our openings last year, so vacancies.
The other commissioner, John Sandwell, I did speak to him. He's been ill with some heart problems, and this is the fourth meeting that he has in attendance. So, I don't want to let him go because he was interested, but with the attendance requirements, I might have no choice on that one. So, but I'll hold off on that one. Regarding the Kmart shopping center, the that was postponed again. I believe that meeting with the zoning board is October 18th, I think, if that's a Thursday. So hopefully that'll be resolved. And I did speak to Edna about the flags, and she did speak to Alex Carassi, who suggested that we speak to the township manager, and we are reaching out to him. So once we hear it, then Alex can talk to the council about it. Because as you know, we need to get the council's okay on that. And once we speak to the township manager, hopefully that will be done.
Just by way of recap, that last meeting, I announced that we have the support of several groups in the town, including the business community, and Alex was not here at that meeting, so I did catch up with him at the Democratic picnic, and that's where he said, I said to him, we're pretty much ready because we can't do anything until the council gives us permission to move forward. So he suggested that we speak to the township manager first, and then we can present to the council.
Any other questions? As we indicated, Saturday is Franklin Day, and as the policeman did say, they get a large crowd. So I always try to get there early so I can park, because the parking sometimes is a real problem.
It is. It'll be held at Colonial Park, so it's going to be a little bit easier than National Night Out. It's being held normally in the municipal lot, but Franklin Day being held in Colonial Park, the parking is going to be a lot better.
If you can't park in the lot, park somewhere else. Will there be transportation?
Will it be transportation? I don't believe there will be transportation.
Yeah, you still have to walk.
You still have to walk. Now there's going to be a gator there. A gator meaning like a little quad with a back seat. That if someone is handicapped, there will be one available if need be. All right, because it's going to be a lot of pedestrians in the park. Colonial Park is pretty big.
Yeah.
So, but it's a good time.
Isn't the same place it was last year at the Colonial Park?
Colonial Park. Yeah, they stopped Franklin Day at Colonial Park maybe a grace 1 year, 2 years. And they try to have it in another location, but this was a better location. And Colonial Park's a beautiful park.
I remember when Nora had the entertainment.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. That was the first year.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't really have anything else. Our next meeting is October 23rd, and does anyone have anything else?
Right. Your idea.
We're talking about putting a little subcommittee together of maybe putting a little pamphlet together on human.
Why don't you report on that?
Yeah, well, I think a lot of, I don't know if as many groups in Franklin have, but most groups, have like a little pamphlet they can hand out, and I think it was mentioned that they had one at one time.
Yeah.
So I don't know if anybody has a copy of it from
I might
past
have
years.
a copy of it.
But we could take a look at the format there and then list it. Because I think we get involved in a lot more events, and it's always nice to give something like that out.
You would actually have it daily.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that might be a good idea. Didn't we have a brochure?
Yeah, I might have some in my
Yeah.
file.
I have it someplace.
Yeah.
You would be worried of it or something?
Yeah, that I remember. Yeah, it's just been a long
You
time.
might want to look at that.
I look for it.
I have that at home, so I can, let me send that to you if I can.
Okay, that's for this.
Okay, anything else? If not?
As for the community day? Is that,
For this Franklin Day.
no, I don't think so.
No, because it's Saturday.
Saturday, yeah. No, I think that the
You
idea
get
is.
the copy, I can print it
Yeah,
out.
yeah, that we can do it, right?
Yeah, well, it depends what the information is provided, because there's a mission statement, events, things that.
Okay, if not, I'll accept the motion to adjourn. We have the new camera system. We used to have the old one, so I had to get the township to help me, but as you can see, we are being recorded. That one was easier. This is a new system that I got a lesson on, but I have one of our high school guys with me, so he'll help me. But it's pretty easy, right?
Report on what's going on in the schools. Anything going on in the schools, the high school?
We are presenting at Franklin Day for the robotics club. Yeah, we're doing like a skit for the robotics club, like on the cultural stage.
Good. That'll be great. Okay, I think we need to adjourn. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.